want it for real. There's nothing more I wanna do to see your body at its purest reveal. Reveal it all. I want you to feel. Can you feel it all?
On today's episode of After Rehearsal Behind the Music, we sit down with Deandre, an R&B artist out of San Diego, California. We get to learn about his journey, his musical expression, his influences, and everything that goes into his iconic R&B sound. Stay tuned. Deandre, super happy to have you here on After Rehearsal Behind the Music podcast. Heard your song Feel for the first time, and I was just like, I gotta connect with this dude. Started exploring, learning about a whole lot of your other songs, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, bro, hit you up. You hit me back, and I was so appreciative, and I was like, okay, let's connect. And I was telling my friend, I was like, yo, the dude who wrote Feel, I was like, he's gonna come on the podcast, and they're like, no way. And so I was like, yo, super excited. Very happy to have you here, and I look at these the kind of the background on this is it's less of an interview and more of a conversation. I love to just kind of learn more about who the artists are, the heart of what inspires them, and really tap into, yeah, we're going to push our music. Yeah, we're going to put clips everywhere, but who is DeAndre? What is he about? And how can we learn more about him at his essence? Because the songs you've written tap into experiences, and I really want to, within the conversation today, be like, all right, let's dive into that. So feel free, anything you want to drop, and there's no holds bar. I want us to be a super dope conversation between us. So appreciate you. Welcome to the podcast.
Of course, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm very glad that you've reached out and I'm able to be on this podcast.
You've got this atmospheric late night sound that feels like it could be a soundtrack to both heartbreak and healing. Take us back to where it all began. When did you realize that this was the sound you really wanted to build your world around?
I'm not gonna lie, and if you check out my previous work on my page on Apple Music, Spotify, I used to be a rapper. So I used to
I
make,
peeped that. I was
yeah.
like, okay.
I used to be a rapper. So really, I've always liked to sing. I mean, I'm 22 now, so I've grown up on Michael Jackson, Neo, Joe, the classics like that. So I've always been somewhat of a singer. It wasn't really until this last couple months, I want to say like 5, 6 months, where I really decided, I'm like, hey, rap is oversaturated right now. I want to find something that I'm good at, and I want to craft that and really stick to that, because I don't want to genre bend too much. I can't get discovered if I genre bend. I don't want to have fans that are, oh, we like hardcore rap, and then like, oh, why is he singing on the next track? What really?
What is going on here? We confused. This
Exactly,
Drake type dude.
exactly.
Yeah.
I want to be Drake. I want it to be Drake,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
But not everybody can be Drake, so I'll stick to the
Heard that.
R&B
Heard
lane.
that.
What really crafted this sound is just, honestly, I just wanted, no pun intended, people to feel people to feel something. I want to sing about my experiences, but I want it to be soft and almost like a lullaby, because I feel
Yeah,
like melody is king. Melody is, if you want
it
to really
really
entrap
is.
somebody in the music, it's got to be a melody. And I want to say, I mean, I make, as you see in my mic, doesn't really have a stand, so I make music in my room. I feel like that's the
Yeah,
best place where, you're just by yourself, and maybe that's kind of what contrived it to be that late night drive and R&B type of sound.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
So I gotta say it because you've been talking about it in your posts. So
yeah,
uh, people saying that they're cracking to your music.
yeah, yeah.
Your songs have officially made it onto the D'Angelo type, the Kraken intimate list.
I'm honored.
What does that feel like for you? And how does it make you laugh? Does it kind of do you take it as a compliment to your sound has become the soundtrack to these moments, or like what is your take when people express those things? Is it awkward? Like what is it?
Honestly, I'm honored. I'm not gonna lie. We all have that one playlist where it's like, oh, this is the freaky time playlist.
Yep.
It's kind of shocking that people, put my own voice onto that. I mean, I'm honored though. That if that's what it's for, that's what it's for.
Right.
But it's definitely a laughable moment. I think my own brother came up to me and he was like, hey, I don't want to sound weird, but like, I definitely, I think
Hey,
he's in
right,
one of the
hey,
comments.
appreciate you for the
He was like, hey,
assistance.
bro, thank you for the live,
Hey,
bro.
you put me on. You put me.
I was like, thank you for, So now Shorty will, know the song, I guess.
Hey, but hey,
Yeah,
so
but
that's my voice, right?
yeah, exactly. But no, I'm honored. It's funny, it's laughable, but I'm definitely honored because I mean, that puts me up there with, I, I don't want to say any names, but anybody who has, their Freaky Time playlist, I'm guessing they
Right.
have R&B like
Right.
Weekend or, you know, maybe some Jaquise. I'm honored.
Right. That's super cool. So the you mentioned some of your people that have influenced your sound kind of on the front end.
hmm
How do you blend those some of those inspirations into something that feels like uniquely you? Like what elements of their artistry have struck you or shaped your approach to your own sound and storytelling?
Honestly, the biggest thing that structured creating my own sound, because I'm trying not to copy sounds. As you've seen in my last songs, the rap, it's hard to really create a narrow lane for yourself. And what really changed that for me was I went to go see Leon Thomas in concert. And big shout out to Leon Thomas. He's plays his own instruments. It was electric, honestly. And
At the Hollywood Bowl?
it wasn't the Hollywood Bowl. It was actually a festival in San Diego.
Oh,
I
dope.
don't know why I can't remember what it's called.
I
But
remember seeing videos of it, and it,
yeah,
bro,
it was like in the summer. It was
I could
oh
only
my
imagine what
gosh.
that atmosphere was like.
I gotta after this I gotta send you some videos of it
Please
was
do.
it
Please
was
do.
insane. But him, I don't know, when he plays instruments, it just makes you, if he's not even singing, it just makes you want to say something, makes you want to sing to it. So I really look up Leon Thomas type beats because I feel like they're just raw. It shows personality. They don't do too much, and then it allows me to kind of say what I have to say. So I think Leon Thomas is my number one inspiration right now. And KWN, I don't know how to say her name. KWN too. She's from the
Okay.
UK, but her R&B sound has really been inspiring
I'm
as
gonna have to
well.
check her out.
Yeah.
That's dope. Would you like what would you say that you're taking away? Like, so when you listen to a Leon, what's because I know you're saying that um, you don't want to take so much from them, but like what
hmm
pieces of artistry? I know like a lot of people say like, hey, I'll take this particular songwriting tactic from this person. I'll take the hooks from this. I'll take the vocal blending and the layering of like a Brandy or D'Angelo. Like, what different things would
hmm
you say you're taking from those people that you mentioned?
Let me think. I want to say I definitely take the mix from Leon Thomas in my songs. I'm gonna start with the mix backwards. I know I'm gonna start with the mix, but I definitely take the mix from him because his songs they definitely still they're clear, but they're not too overly not really too much auto tune. There's not too much compression on the song. There's not. It sounds like he's singing in your face, like I'm right next to you singing. Songwriting, it's gonna be out the park. I actually take my songwriting from Juice World. I don't like to write songs. If the beat really speaks to me, then it's like, okay, I'm gonna say something. And if it doesn't, then maybe I'll construct it.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Brandy. Oh man, I'm trying to master harmonize harmonizing like Brandy. I just oh my goodness, I can't even fathom to get to that point yet. But I definitely take inspiration from Music Soul Child when reconstructing songs as well. Simple and not overly doing it with my vocals, knowing how to find that right pitch, that right sound, kind of changing up the melody without doing too much. You know, I don't want to be like no shade like a Trey Songs. I love Trey Songs, but like after a point, it's like, all right, you're
Right.
doing a little too much on the beat right now. I want to kind of let it
You get
ride
played
out.
out, right? You get played out
Exactly.
because it's
Yeah.
like you're doing too much. And being an artist myself, it's so hard finding that the song is underproduced, like it's too stripped down
hmm
versus it's overly. And the crazy thing is, you find artists like Miguel, it can be him and an
Yes.
acoustic guitar, and it's like that's all we need.
That's
But then he could
it.
also have a whole band, live band on stage, and so like to be able to have the mix in between and just be able to be cold either way is it's a skill.
It is. It is. And I think that's what I'm trying to push for as well when writing and making the music. I want to bring back that live band feel. I feel like as music, we're slowly getting back to like performing live instruments.
Yeah,
And that's definitely something I want to strive for and push that everything I sing and everything I've made can be played live.
love that, love
Yeah.
that. So speaking of your pen, your music carries such emotion, especially your songs feel and stay. I actually like stay is my favorite right now. The the beat, the beat, but also the bass line on it. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, that and the progression, because I'm a nerd about this stuff. So anyway, your music carries such music and progression. It's personal, honest, and layered. When you write songs like "Feel" or "Stay," they don't just sound like R&B records. They sound like journal entries. Take us take us back to the moments or the experiences or the relationships that helped to shape these stories. What did it teach you about love, vulnerability, or yourself?
So I recently went through a hard distance situation with a loved one. I don't want to get too much into the drama,
Uh, yeah,
but Stay was really reminiscent of me kind of finding my own feelings of me, like point blank period. I want you to stay. You left, but I want you to stay. I remember sipping a glass of wine in my bedroom. I think it was like 11 o'clock, and I'm just thinking, I'm hearing the beat, and just it was really the bass line. Honestly, the bass line is what really brought that song to me. That doom doom doom
yeah,
doom doom,
yeah,
and I was like, stay. So that's I really wanted to talk about something that I personally went through of wanting
yeah,
somebody, a significant other, to stay, but also trying to keep the sexual energy high in that song because nobody really wants to cry too much.
yeah.
Everybody likes a nice cry, but like nobody wants to cry too much. I don't. Maybe if you guys deep dive into the lyrics, oh man, it's kind of sad. I might cry to it, but I want you guys to feel the energy first and then be like, oh, okay, this is what he meant. So I didn't want to get too sad. I don't want to be crying on the beat sometimes, but you know,
And I think that's where you draw from a lot of your from a lot of the bag that you've really gotten with Drake, because Drake
hmm
songs can have that
for
parallel
sure,
of I could cry to this song, I could also get down to this song.
for sure.
I could feel heartfelt because I'm thinking about the person and it warms my heart, but I could also think like, dang, you're not here. And I
Yeah.
think both of those songs, Stay and Feel, give me that feeling, and I'm like, man, like I can feel the raw energy and the emotion that you're putting behind the lyrics, similar to a Leon Thomas.
hmm
But then also, it's like I can also draw from so many different experiences every time I listen to that song.
And that's the goal. Honestly, I'm glad that you said that because that's definitely the goal that I'm trying to push for. I want everybody to be able to draw. I want a new experience every time you listen. So maybe the first time
Yes,
you're like, oh, okay, the vocals stay. I feel that. I'm going through it right now. And then maybe the second time you're like, oh, that bass line is really what's drawing me in though. And then the third time, like, huh, this and this and that. That's really the ultimate goal. I want people to be able to contrive their own experiences within my music.
absolutely. Like for me, when I'm dissecting or analyzing music, because I have not listened to Leon's new EP yet. I want to do like a
hmm
live reaction, because when I listen to a song, I have to be uninterrupted, and I'm going to listen to a particular song probably about 14 to 16 times
Definitely.
to listen for different things. First time I'm listening for lyrics, then I'm listening for bass line, then I'm listening for instrumentation, then I'm listening for layering, then I'm listening for the things I may not have heard the first four times. And by the first time I'll know how to play it, but just to be able to like understand the craftsmanship behind it. Wow, they put this small faint synth line or this strings right below
hmm
this when they mixed it, and the only way you're going to hear it is if you have those good headphones in, and you don't even realize that they've done a spatial audio and they've panned it to the back right corner, so you're not going to hear it on your tweeners.
Yep.
And so I'm that dude that's like sitting in the car like, yeah, you hear that? Yeah, that's dope.
Like, yeah,
And they're
that's
like,
dope, right?
what? And they're like, what? I don't hear it. And they're like, you're not really listening.
You're not listening right now. You're not listening. You're hearing me, but you're not listening.
Man. And so listening to your songs with noise canceling headphones to hear everything that you put into it, chef's kiss, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really
Yes.
do
I'm
appreciate
like
that.
I'm like, this bruh's in his bag. And it, yeah, like going to, you know, I love the way that you're promoting your music. I love the way that you're consistently posting, but then also just being able to draw upon different experiences. Like, hey, I'm a new artist, but also, hey, you need to listen to this song. Also, hey, this is what y'all saying about it, and also, how do you feel? And the consistent posting, the engagement, the likes, the comments, and things like that is the life of an independent artist. Doing all of the work and also making
Mhm.
the music and also promoting, which is why I do this. I do this for artists to be able to tell their story and to help guide that, so they're not always focusing on the music. We can learn more about
Mhm.
them in between. But in the midst of that journey as an independent artist, it comes with its own set of highs and hurdles. What has it been like growing your platform organically, getting friends, family, new listeners to stream and support your music, and who has helped you along the ways, whether it be opening doors or other big lessons that you've learned as you've been establishing your own lane as an independent artist.
Oh man, this is gonna be a because I had a lot of ups and I was definitely a rapper before this, before being a singer, and I definitely met a couple of industry people. You know, the industry is the industry for anybody's watching and listening. As much as I want to get signed, it's not all puppies or rainbows. Definitely have some snakes in the grass, so make sure you mow it. But what's really set me apart in my journey is just having the right friends with you, you know, people that genuinely want to see you succeed, but also remembering that not everybody is really supporting you, even if it's friends and family. Not everybody really wants you to win. Sometimes it's going to be the complete stranger that sees you across the street. It's like, hey, you're super cool. I want to support you. And that's okay. Sometimes it hurts, but you have to be okay with that. And then my cousin told me the three C's: being consistent, to the something of consistency, something like that. I don't know if you know what it is, but basically, consistency is key. And I know everybody says that, like, oh, yeah, we got to be consistent. And people kind of take it for granted, but being consistent is really what helped me the most, honestly. Like posting 3 times at least on TikTok, different random videos. That's really grown my audience, my fan base, and even my monthly listeners and my streams.
So, um, would you say that there's any like specific people along the journey that's been aside from the finding the snakes along the way that have been like the hey bro, let me show you how things work out here, let me pave the way for you, let me help guide you along this path? Or would you say it's more so like hey, I'm getting out the mud, I'm doing it on my own, the people that rock with me, the people that don't?
I would want to say it's 50-50. My brother and a really good friend of mine, they uh they really push for me. And the friend of mine, he used to make music, so he kind of pushes me, you should do this, or hey, you need to learn music theory, or hey, you don't even have a full hook in your song, you just cut from the verse of this. So they really helped me out with that. But a lot of it is like, you know, they're not really that big brother role in a sense. They don't know everything and every nook and they don't know the how to blow up as an artist guide. So it's like a 50-50 mix of having a great support system, but also trial and error, finding out what people like, finding out what people don't like.
Every artist has their moments where everything feels uncertain, personally, musically, emotionally. Where uh, what were the hardest seasons for you, and what did you learn in those low points? What pulled you out? Was it faith, people, music, or something within yourself?
I want to say there was 2 instances. I was working with this guy, and you know, he's the one he was pushing me to labels. Had a song with the game, not really the game, like, but he had his little voice, his little cameo at the end of it, did numbers. I was having people repost my music, and then I guess he just quit. He didn't want to do anymore. And I was still like, I want to say 19, 18, 19. So it was kind of like, damn, like I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Plateaued for a little bit, and I was just making music. I was still posting the music, but I'm not really making content. Fast forward a couple years later, like I said, I'm 22 now, and it was really, honestly, it's funny you ask because it's really everything really started like 5, 4 months ago. I had to sit down with my brother and my friend, and we are just like, hey, what are our goals? And I was like, I really want to do this music thing. Like, and they just sat me down. They're like, hey, if you really want to do it, you're gonna have to put in the work and be consistent to it. And it was pretty hard building, as crazy as this sounds, building the healthy habit of making a song a day or writing down lyrics or posting a video every day. I used to hate posting every day, but now it's just like clockwork. So the hardest part is really the hardest part is really really starting to put the work in. But now it's become such a healthy habit where it just feels like I'm just coasting and God's blessing me and different opportunities are coming my way and I'm thankful for it. And it's just starting the car. Car's gonna drive as long as you have some gas in it. You just gotta start it, you know. So
Right, right.
mhm.
No, I love that. Tell us about the earliest memory with music. What was the first time you felt something from a song, a sound, or a moment and what made you fall in love with the art itself and decide to chase it as a lifelong passion?
Hmm. I gotta really say my earliest memory. I had maybe like 5. I'm in the car with my parents, and Off the Wall by Michael Jackson is on the CD. That there's a minute on your show. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I love this. What is he doing with his voice and the background vocals and the instruments? And doom, 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 doom. That's really when I just started. Okay, everything Michael Jackson. I'm gonna sing. I'm singing. I'm dancing. And then you get older, you still sing and sing and dance. And then I was really like, you know what? Mom, Dad, I'm gonna be a famous singer one day, a famous artist, a famous musician. Of course, being a parent, they're like, yeah, okay, go to school. But from that moment when I really knew, I was like, yeah, this is what that song played for a reason. It really inspired me. To this day, it inspires me. And I was like, this is what's gonna, yeah,
I
set
love
me to
that.
that dream.
Side note: did you see the trailer yet?
Oh my, I just reposted on my burner
Bruh,
TikTok. That movie looks
bruh,
crazy.
bruh. Can we get a
Crazy.
Stevie movie too, though?
We need a Stevie movie,
We
but
need a
who's gonna play
Stevie movie
Stevie?
because Ray dropped before Ray was gone. We need a Stevie movie. I don't know who's gonna play young
True.
Stevie. We need an Earth, Wind,
True.
and Fire movie.
We do.
So, your visuals feel cinematic, intentional,
Mhm.
emotional, and deeply connected to the sound. How important are visuals in your storytelling, and how do they help listeners step inside the world that you're creating?
I really, like you said, like that late night drive around, I'm really trying to push for that cinematic look because, and I'm still working on it because as much the audio can be great, the song can be amazing, but if the visuals don't match to what the viewer's perception is, it's gonna tank every single time. And I'm still trying to work on that perfect visual to really go by and stand by. But it's just really trying to it's just listening to people, honestly, listening to what they feel like. Like I had a girl in my comment, she said, "Oh, this song sounds like Velvet." So I'm
Mm,
like, "Okay, noted." So if I ever do a music video, maybe some red velvet couch or something like
yeah,
that, or a velvet suit or something like that. It's just listening to what the fans per se want and also trying new things, but recycling at the same time. People
yep.
like nostalgia, but also in a newer form.
What is it like being an artist in the Bay Area specifically? I know you're out in San Diego, California, but like, what has it been like? Just in that big state, but also smaller city in comparison to like the Los Angeles and such. What is it like? Really
This
carving
is a
your own
great
way.
question. This is a great question, honestly. It is definitely hard. Uh Being from the West Coast in general, you heard what Kendrick just dropped, his album. It's imagine that, but like a million other artists doing the same style, and then like 5 million listeners listen to the same style. So it's definitely hard to kind of carve out your own path and do your own thing. As crazy as it sounds, I feel like I get more love outside of the West Coast because they're just cultivated by one sound, the same
Right.
808s, the same. It's Cali rap. And I have nothing against Cali rap. I love listening to some Cali rap here and there, but that's their thing. That's what they want to listen to. Something else besides that, they're like, just turn this off. This is weak. This is weak. This is weak. Turn it off. So being out here definitely made it a little bit harder. It's definitely, I salute every artist that came out of California. What's that? Tyler the Creator, Kaylani, of course, Kendrick. I'm not going to name the entire list because there's a lot of artists from California, but I salute them because it's very hard to make your own path and kind of derive out of California to become like a bigger platform. It's a grind.
Would you say would you say that the music that you're making is similar or different from the other R&B artists in the Bay Area?
Ah, I would say it's a good mix. For the R&B artists that I hear out of LA and San Diego, it's definitely different. Um But then I hear artists like Kari from the Bay Area. I think he signed under Drake. He's tough. I hear artists like him. I'm like, okay, I kind of got a song in my vault that kind of sounds like that. Okay, I'm making some progress. So I feel like it's vast, but with R&B, if you're doing it the right way, we all have the same message. So it's kind of cool seeing different styles. But I'd say I have an East Coast sound to my R&B for some weird reason. I mean, I lived in the East Coast before, but yeah, it's different. Their R&B is more. It still has the tones of like the sample work and the West Coast slap to it.
I love that.
Hmm.
Um, you've got a run of singles dropping throughout 2024 and 2025, with each one really expanding your world of your artistry. What can fans expect from this next chapter? Any collaborations or dream features in the works? And uh, when when people step into your universe, what do you hope they feel or take away?
When people step into the universe of the DeAndre experience, that sounds so crazy to say. But when they step in, I want them to not only feel loved but heard. We're gonna shed some tears together. We're gonna go through some trauma we all been through, but at the end, it's gonna be a grand time. This next single that I'm hopefully trying to release this month. I'm still working out the kinks of which one to pick. That's hard as an artist to pick what song to drop. It's gonna
Yes.
be better than Feel. Each song is gonna be better than the next one. Hopefully, I don't want to toot my own horn, but this next one's gonna be special. And dream collaboration, dang, for R&B. I mean, of course, Drake. That's a top one. I'm a Drake fan. If you guys didn't know already, R&B world definitely Kaylani, Coco Jones, Leon Thomas. Those are my three right there. Those are
Love that.
definitely my three. Yeah.
Do you have like a larger EP or album from these singles that you want to release, or are you just doing the single route?
I have a lot of singles where I could drop like 4 EPs, really, if I wanted to. But I'm trying not to be too impatient. I'm trying to build the fan base slowly and let you guys enjoy each song.
Heard
Because
that.
me personally, if I don't really know the artist and they drop 12 songs, and I'm like, okay, like I don't really want to listen to 12 songs. I might listen to one or two.
I
So
feel
once
that.
we get up in the ranking and we get a couple more fans, then definitely I'm excited for EP. I feel like that tells the story way better than just one single.
Yeah, man. Your sound, your feel, the texture, man. Like the man. What would you say goes into the um like choosing the instrumentation and all of the stuff? Do you have like a specific producer do you work with, or are you like where like kind of what crafts that sound specifically?
I like working with different producers. I tend to feel producers are just like artists in the sense they're great at making beats, but they're always going to have their niche lane. And I like to experiment a lot. So really my guide to finding a beat or working with certain people, I want to hear something that makes me feel something emotionally. I want
Yeah.
to hear live instruments. I'm very picky. Like if I hear a certain drum pattern in the background and I expect it to go boom 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 and it goes boom boom boom, that's kind of like a turn off. I immediately turn it off and I'm like, all right, on to the next one. Let's look for the next one. But I try to keep producers vast and work with different people just so I can, create a bigger universe of songs with different vibes to them.
Yes.
Hmm.
I think with your a lot of the stuff that I'm hearing, because I listened to every track that you came out with, and I love the progression from the first rap song. Because I was like, he a rapper too. From the first rap stuff, the fact that you rapped and sung on it was just dope. But from that all the way to where you are now, I'm like, okay, if this is where he wants to be, now it's just a matter of connecting you with the right guitarists, the right keyboardists, the right
Hmm.
bass players and such. And I got people. I really
I'm
appreciate your time
excited.
today.
No,
Really
likewise.
appreciate your
This
time.
is amazing. I'm looking
Yes,
forward to
sir.
what we got going
Yes,
on.
sir. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of After Rehearsal Behind the Music, hosted by Daniel James Collective. Today we sat down with Deandre and we learned more about his sound, his story, his origins, and everything that goes into his unique bass sound. Take a look at his latest single, Feel, on all streaming platforms. We encourage you to follow, like, and share his music all around. And stay tuned for all of the great things that he has coming up. Take care.
Looking like you